Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday Night Sports Nerds. We're about 15 minutes late going live, and that's my fault. The host blew it. The host screwed it up. After discussing it last Sunday night, of course, we were gonna do we were gonna do we were gonna go
Touchdown, Buffalo.
and do a 7 o'clock. Oh, go 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 go! You still gave Mahomes too much freaking time, Josh. All right, come on. I know we went live. Come on now. Come on. Hang on a second. Come on.
But now he's got two scores.
There it goes. Okay, good. There it goes.
All right.
And I was waiting for the Facebook thing to go live.
Yeah.
But we are live on Facebook. It is Sunday night. We were supposed to start 15 minutes ago, but because the host is an idiot, it didn't happen. I would like to welcome those that are in here and come to see the show. We thank you for being here. We're going to cover this week's in the NFL. Maybe get to some other stuff as well as far as the week in sports. We're just sitting here watching Buffalo go up by 9 over the Kansas City Chiefs with about 2 minutes left to play. I still think it gave Mahomes more time and enough time to win the game, but that's just me. Anyway, let's get started, guys. Wayne, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Kenny, I'm glad you're here too. I know your misery won't be until tomorrow night, but that's okay. But for now, Wayne and I are going to sit here and wallow in our misery because both our teams lost today. Thanks to Geno Smith and thanks to Taysom Hill in New Orleans. But let's start with Thursday night's game, guys. That was what was Thursday night's game? I'm totally going blank here.
It was.
It's not KC Buffalo.
Dang, I can't remember either.
What the hell? Brain fart. I mean, I'm looking at the scores, and all I'm seeing is, all right, let's go back. Let's do this instead. Go here. Yes, I'm an idiot. Okay. I'm not used to doing the earlier show, but that's okay. And we're going to do.
Oh, it was the Eagles and
the Eagles and the Commanders. Yes, Eagles and the Commanders. 26-18. So the Eagles take control of that division by winning 26-18. Eagles looked like the old style Eagles that night, guys. They played really well. The defense kept them in, defense pretty much took control of that game against the Commanders. I didn't watch the game personally, but I mean, Philadelphia's taking control of the division with that win.
Yeah.
Because they ain't gonna get caught by the Cowboys. You ain't gonna get caught by the Giants. I still think the Commanders make the playoffs, but I guess
there'll be a wild card.
I'm also of the belief that Philly is going to win that division hands down without any question.
They won like was it 4 in a row now? 4 or 5 in a row now?
Something like that. 4 in a row. Yeah. They I mean, they're looking really good. So like I said, Dallas for sure ain't going to catch him, Ken. I'm sorry to say, but you already knew that.
That's
you already knew that.
Foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And then today, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. Taysom Hill beat the Browns today. It was the Taysom Hill show today with 3 touchdowns. The defense couldn't stop anything that the Saints put at him, which is unusual for a Cleveland defense. But they had no answer for Taysom Hill. I mean, Ken mentioned earlier in the green room that he played like 5 different positions today, and he scored 3 touchdowns. Including a direct snap. He was a receiver. He was he was a running back. And it wasn't Derek Carr. It was Taysom Hill, the Swiss Army knife of the NFL, as I like to call him, because he can pretty much play whatever position he wants to play.
I call it BYU the man.
Yes. My feelings on the Browns are the same feelings I've had for the last 6 weeks. This season is over. It's done. It's over with. They have a Thursday night game against the Steelers this week, and if they lose that game as well, I think the firings are going to come quick and fast and decisive by Jimmy Haslam, whether it be Andrew Berry, whether it be Kevin Stefanski. But despite the fact that Deshaun Watson, did I just say that?
Yeah,
that
you did.
name? I'm sorry. I meant Jameis Winston. Excuse me. I mean, wash my mouth out with soap for saying that motherfucker's name. Excuse me.
We'll be right back.
Anyway, Jameis Winston threw for almost 400 yards and a couple of touchdowns, but most of those yards were in garbage time. We lost our starting left tackle to a broken ankle, and we had the third string left tackle in there today because Jared Willis had a relapse of his knee injury. He wasn't able to play today. So it was a rough go at it. I just think, the number 4 experiment has failed. I do not see him being under center next year with this team. I think he's burned his bridges, and I think it's the fact that he's so injury. He's just so susceptible to injury because he's been injured every single year he's been with the Browns. So I'm done with him. The Browns need to go into the draft to get a quarterback. Please don't do anything more with free agency because anything you bring in free agency wise sucks. It's built to the draft. Whether you go, I wouldn't mind if Stefanski gets fired. Wouldn't mind Vrabel being the head coach because Vrabel is on the staff.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a good track record with his history with Tennessee. Mike Vrabel would be a good replacement head coach if they do decide to fire Stefanski.
He's a former Brown too, didn't he play for the Browns?
Yes, he's from Ohio. Yes, I think he went to Ohio State. To be honest with you,
he did.
So he went to Ohio State. So he's an Ohio guy, born and bred. Guys, I go back and fall back on the fact that the reason why the Browns have been so bad for the last 60 years, to be honest, with a couple of exceptions in the 80s, is because of the curse of Art Modell. When Art Modell bought the Browns, he fired Paul Brown, and that's where the curse comes in. I think that's the reason.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the
Browns are, they're kind of like the Red Sox going through the curse of the Bambino, Ken. This is what the Browns have been going through for the last since Art Modell fired Paul Brown.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. It's the life of being a Browns fan, and I'm actually rooting for the Lions the rest of the way because they're doing so well. I'm a Lions fan the rest of the season, along with the Buccaneers. But I'm pulling for the Lions. I'm also looking good at the Bills because of Cooper being there too. So, I'm just nothing was going to surprise me moving forward with this team, because they're just so god awfully bad. Defense, offense, the whole 9 yards are just. I don't know what happened to this coaching staff after last year, because last year they were just winning left and right, and they were having all kinds of success. Oh, would you please tackle that son of a bitch? Come on, guys. God.
Keep watching.
Anyway, so I'm assuming I'm behind you is what you're saying, Ken.
Like I said, keep watching.
Oh, there it is. Okay, there's a flag in the play. All right, good. Holding Kansas City. Okay, bring it back. Let's go. Come on, bring it back.
The officials turn their back on the Chiefs,
which is unusual because usually the officials are the reason why the Chiefs win.
That's an unusual call at this point in the game.
Yep.
No kidding.
So yeah, I'm not surprised with how the Browns are playing. It's just terrible. And I watch Red Zone. I've got to, if they do well, I'm happy for them. If they don't do well, I'm not surprised. So it is what it is when it comes to the Browns. Speaking of the AFC North, Pittsburgh, that was a good game with him in Baltimore, even though Pittsburgh didn't score a touchdown. It was 6 field goals, 18 points to beat the Ravens. So Pittsburgh takes firm control of that division.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping for a tie, but it's just me because I hate both teams. But Pittsburgh comes back. He doesn't come back, but they. Oh, there's a pick. All right, Buffalo. That'll seal it.
That should wrap it up.
Dave, I hope you're happy.
Breaking news. Larry Zonka has just broken out champagne.
There goes the cork.
There goes the cork.
Guys.
The Dolphins survive again.
They stay intact.
72 Dolphins.
52 years later, they're still the only undefeated team in the NFL history. There's not many of those players left. We just lost Mercury Morris not too long ago. Guys.
Yeah.
He was the instigator of that.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrations.
Mercury Morris has a bottle of Dom in a cabinet. He had a bottle of Dom in the cabinet in his house, saying, "Whoever beats the record can have this bottle of Dom, and we'll drink it together." But rest in peace, Mercury. We miss Mercury Morris. Anyway,
well, even if he was alive, that bottle would still be sitting on the shelf.
On the shelf, unopened.
Yeah,
yes, correct.
Unopened. By the way, this happens to be the 56th anniversary of the Heidi game today.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Heidi Bowl.
Jets
Heidi
and the
game.
Raiders.
I remember
Jets and the
that
Raiders.
day well.
I vaguely remember it. I was
that.
watching.
I don't remember it.
Wait a
but
minute. Where'd the game go?
I was only 2 years old at the time, so I don't remember it at all.
Oh, I remember.
I was 4, so I vaguely remember it because I remember my older brother and my father watching the game, and I just kind of peeping in, and it's like, oh, Wonderful World of Disney's on now.
And that was the catalyst that caused the NFL to say, we ain't going nowhere until this game is over with.
No. Sorry, Heidi.
Yeah, sorry, Heidi.
That's not me.
But yeah, I mean, so good luck, good for the Bills. I mean, there's nobody in that division is going to even come close to catching the Bills. Miami.
Yeah, they got full command of the AFC.
You got full command of that division.
They may have that wrapped up before the end of the month.
Correct. The Chiefs are still in charge of the AFC West. The only team that's close to them are the Chargers.
Hey, don't count the Broncos out. They smashed.
The Broncos smashed Atlanta today. You're right, Wayne. Yes.
They smashed.
Nix as a rookie is playing out of his freaking mind right now.
The Broncos beat the Falcons like they owed them money.
38-6.
Yeah,
the
they
Saints
like
win, the Falcons get stomped. They are celebrating in Bourbon Street tonight.
Tell you what, Doug Peterson may be looking over his shoulder because he might get fired after what Detroit did to them today in Detroit.
Yeah, well, he came out with the comment. He said he's only worried about the next game. He can't control any of the things above his pay grade.
Right. I mean, 52-6. Are you kidding me? How long has it been since you've seen a Detroit team win that big? I mean, it's been like since the 90s, I think, or something like that. So.
Yeah, they haven't smoked anybody like that.
Well, in fact, I think it was the last. I mean, I think it was the year that Jacksonville came in the league and they beat Jacksonville, and I think it was a big win for them too. At that point,
I thought it was about a month or so ago.
Well, you know,
they beat us
Dallas did score double figures, right? That was 47-10, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, 47-10.
Yep.
Oh, Detroit beat Dallas.
Yeah, 47-10. Yeah, this was 52-6. So yeah, this was more of an ass kicking.
Yeah, this is 46 points. Ken, you know.
Well, that was 37.
But I mean,
once it gets out of hand, I mean, who cares?
I mean, to be honest, guys, do we think there's any team in the NFC right now that can beat Detroit?
Right now, no. And I mean, Philly might be the closest.
Philadelphia will give them a game, but
Philadelphia might be the closest. And just from my own personal perspective, if the 49ers could quit losing players to injuries and I don't know, Kyle Shanahan could learn how to be a second half coach instead of a first half coach.
Learn how to beat everybody else like he beats the Cowboys. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
they can't even beat Seattle, and Arizona's got a grip on that division too.
Yeah, at least right now. Arizona's 6-4. Everybody else is 5-5.
Mm-hmm.
But Arizona's got, I think Arizona's 2-0 in the division. 49ers are now 1-3 in the division, tied with Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
that hadn't happened in a while.
Well, the Rams had a big win today too, but I mean, it was not big. It was against New England, but still, that was in question for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the Cardinals are the best team in that division. The way the season is played out, they're the best team. Kyler Murray's playing out of his mind. He's got Marvin Harrison Jr. He's got a good running game with Connor. The offensive line is protecting him. The defense is no joke. So, you know, I like Arizona's chances of winning that division. So
Let me ask you something, Wayne.
Yes.
If the season were to end right now, this would be the last day of the season. Would the 49ers make the playoffs?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Wow.
Too many teams ahead of them that can buy for the wild card.
Well, you look at the whole NFC North. That whole division.
NFC North itself.
Right. If
Two
you
teams in the NFC North, and then the
two
Redskins.
from the north and one from the east.
Yeah, and then
Washington.
the Redskins. Yeah.
Well,
Speaking of the NFC North, that Green Bay Chicago game today was really fantastic.
I know Annie Agar enjoyed it.
Oh, Annie was just, I mean, she's awesome. I love Annie. I love her.
I saw that and I had to post that.
She's just freaking awesome. But Caleb Williams actually looked really good today, guys. He really did. He looks like he settled in. He was his receivers and he seemed to be on the same page. The defense played pretty well. But it came down to that block kick at the end. You know?
Oh boy.
And if Chicago had made that kick, I'm sure there would have been a different response from Annie. She was like, miss. They block it out. And she wouldn't miss.
She kept saying, I can't breathe.
But yeah, she's fun to watch. She's just a kid, 26 years old, but she's fun to watch. I really, really look up to her because of what she's doing with her brother and going after his situation. He's in a wheelchair. And she's really doing a lot of good with her charity work, off the field. So I mean, she's doing a really good job. She's pretty smart for a kid at 26 years old. So, and the fact that she looks really good as she's doing it doesn't change it.
Right.
It affects it too.
I'm gonna have to pull up who this Annie Agar is.
What's that?
I'm gonna have to pull up who she is.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if you have not seen any of her videos, Wayne, she does a weekly. Vlog recap.
Yeah. Vlog and recap of each game.
Yeah.
It's a comedic thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's hilarious.
Hang on. Brett's complaining that there's no Facebook link, but I know there's a Facebook link. Hang on.
I couldn't find one a few minutes ago. I was
Really?
looking for one.
Couldn't find one either.
Yeah.
What the heck is going on? What the hell's going on? I mean, it's broadcasting here. What's it broadcasting to? Why is it not posting? I don't know. What the heck? I don't know. Oh, shoot.
Yep. I'm not getting anything.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either. This sucks. Hang on a second. Let's see if I'm on here. Yeah. All right. I'll give him this one. Hang on. I gotta mute my YouTube. Hang on a second. I'm going to give him my YouTube link. This really freaking sucks. And let's do this. Paste that. And go there. Try that, guys. That'll work. I just put the Facebook link on in the group. So there we go. And we're going to share that publicly.
Hopefully that'll help people get on who may have tried to do it in the past.
Right.
Post that to my timeline as well. There. I just gave Brett the link. Their chat should post in Restream because it's part of the Restream. Because for some reason, because with the changes Facebook made, we can no longer see the Facebook chat in Restream. I have to go to Facebook to see it. So there we go. All right. Anyway.
With that, moving on.
Moving on. I must have posted the wrong link for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway. Moving on. I mean, Caleb Williams in a losing effort looked pretty good today against the Packers. Again, if it wasn't for the blocked field goal, the Bears would have won that game. So it's just it was a good game. Caleb Williams looked good, as I mentioned. What sucks is that Chicago has shown hope, but they're Chicago.
Yeah,
they're cursed, they're cursed just like the Browns.
They are.
So
it's sad, but it's true.
They've lost 11 in a row to the Packers.
Right, they haven't beaten them since 2018.
Correct. Aaron Rodgers always said, I'm still your daddy, and he's right.
Mm-hmm.
He's still their daddy. Either way, congrats to the Packers for squeezing that win out. Let's see. Indy and the Jets.
Yep, Indy late.
Huh?
Indy late, pulling it out.
Yep. And I mean, the Jets actually looked a lot better than they have in the past few weeks. They looked pretty good today. The defense was playing well. Rodgers was connecting with his receivers. But I'll tell you what. That rookie from Indy not rookie. He's not a rookie, but Richardson looked really good today. After coming back from being out for so long, being replaced by Flacco, he looked. He was 20 of 30 for 272, and a touchdown, rating of 106.5, which wasn't bad for Richardson. It's pretty decent.
No, that's darn good for him.
Yeah. He didn't throw any picks, which is also good. He ran for 2 touchdowns today, running over that defense. In fact, in one, he could qualify for angry runs tomorrow on Tuesday. With that first touchdown, he laid his shoulder right into that defender and just boom, knocked him on his ass. When he does something like that, you always got to be worried about him getting injured again because he's so injured. But he had a decent game. Minnesota and Tennessee, that was also nip and tuck for a while until the fourth quarter. Tennessee was playing really well. Will Levis threw a 98-yard touchdown today, for goodness sake. And that was pretty decent. Raiders and Miami was back and forth. Miami finally came in and just went through them. There really wasn't a lot of, there were some good games, but there wasn't really a game you're going to look back and say, that's one for the record books. Even the KC and Buffalo game, Buffalo was ahead from the start, and they never lost the lead. So you really can't say that it was a nip and tuck game, and it was I wasn't impressed with much of any of the games today. I mean, it just
tomorrow night's game is not going to improve that any.
What's that?
Tomorrow night's game is not going to improve that any.
Well, I mean, you know what though? You got a good one tonight with Cincy and the Chargers. That's a good game. That's gonna be a good game.
That could be a good game.
Tomorrow night, the Texans are going to probably steamroll the Cowboys off their own damn field. CJ Stroud's going to have a hell of a game tomorrow night because the Cowboys.
That seems to be the theme for the Cowboys this year: get blasted at home.
Did you see that? Did you see that meme that someone posted the other day?
What's that?
The Cowboys are the only team in all 4 major sports that have not won a game at home in 2024.
Yeah, they're like 0-4, 0-5, whatever it is at home this year.
Every other single team in every sport, basketball, football, hockey, and baseball, all won a game at home. Cowboys have not.
Wait a second. Hold on to that. Hold on to that a second. Let me check something. Let me check
something up.
Well, you check to see if Cleveland won a game at home?
I don't think the Browns have won at home yet this year. I really don't.
I thought they had.
I could have sworn they won a game at home this year.
I thought they did too.
Hang on.
Didn't they beat the Ravens at home?
Yes, it was the Ravens. Sorry,
Yes,
you're right. They
yeah,
beat the Ravens.
yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Sure
You're
did.
right. Yeah, they did. They beat the Ravens. They're 1-3 or 4, whatever it is. But yeah, they did beat the Ravens at home. I thought I had forgotten about that.
Yeah, that's the game that eliminated me from the survivor pool. Remember that now.
I mean, the Ravens are shooting themselves in the foot. They shot themselves in the foot today against Pittsburgh. So, I mean, the Ravens are not the juggernaut people thought they were. Their defense is not really good. Their secondary sucks.
Yeah.
They're giving up big plays in the secondary. They really can't stop anybody.
And the Steelers remain with Lamar Jackson's kryptonite.
Yes.
He cannot beat them.
Yeah. But I got to call out Kyle Brandt because he said tomorrow the big story will be Russell Wilson. No, it won't be because Russell Wilson didn't throw a touchdown pass. The Steelers won with 6 field goals. Russell Wilson did not have a good game. So, because he made that
Ravens have
on Good Morning Football today. So, I mean, not Good Morning Football, but NFL, the NFL Network's pregame today. He was saying that Russell Wilson was going to throw for 5 touchdowns. Yeah, no, it didn't happen.
He was off just by a little bit.
Just a bit, yes.
There's one thing you can almost always count on when the Ravens play the Steelers: take the under, because
it's a defensive battle the whole time. Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to see anyone throw 5 touchdowns, much less score 5 touchdowns.
Right.
Here's the problem I have with Lamar Jackson, though. When it seems like he goes up against the Steelers or the Browns or the Bengals, anybody in that division, or KC or Buffalo, he doesn't run when he has open lanes. He tries to pass and prove he's a pocket passer. Now, had it been the Panthers or somebody of that ilk, he'd have probably ran for 100 yards and thrown for another, 150.
And he only had 4 runs today for 46 yards. That's all he did.
My point exactly. My point exactly. Because there were a lot of open lanes. I'm like, oh, he's going to take off and at least get 15, 20 yards out of this. Nope. He's trying to throw the ball downfield and overthrowing Zay Flowers over on the sideline.
I mean, there were a ton of receivers open today. He was missing left and right. He was just missing them.
So yeah, against the good teams, it's like he's scared to run the ball. Like I said, if it's somebody like Carolina or the Saints or somebody like that, he may run for more yards than he throws.
Right.
He may have lost a few MVP points today. So.
Oh, without a doubt. And Josh Allen definitely gained.
Right.
He gained on him.
Definitely.
Yeah, and Mahomes lost points then from MVP today. I mean, Mahomes actually hasn't been playing to
Mahomes
MVP
ain't even in the MVP conversation.
Right.
Yeah, Mahomes the Kansas City offense is not the same offense that they've seen the last few years. It's not putting up the big numbers like it used to. And Mahomes is not. I mean, he's thrown the least amount of touchdowns in his career up to this point in this season.
Plus, I mean, Travis Kelce's busy on his show on FX, Grotesquerie. So,
Yes, and he's focused on pounding Taylor Swift every freaking night too. So, but that's another story.
He's also focused on trying to figure out who robbed him the other day because he and
he and Mahomes both got robbed.
Both got robbed.
One day after the other. Sounds like an inside job to me.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
I mean, Derrick Henry had a really, mediocre day too. I mean, he only had 13 carries for 65 yards. He did have a touchdown, but he also had a fumble too.
Yep. Second play of the game.
Now the Steelers usually play the run pretty well. So I mean, if he was going to earn anything, he got against the Steelers. So they make you pay for it.
TJ Watt had a sack. He had 3 solo tackles, 2 of which were tackle for loss. So, I mean, TJ Watt was causing havoc in the backfield.
As per usual.
As much as I hate to say it, Pittsburgh is the class of the AFC North right now.
And we all thought they'd finish in last.
I thought for sure they'd finish last this season.
We all thought this would be the first year Tomlin would have a sub 500 season.
Yeah. Well, he's already got it almost clinched.
Yeah, forget sub 500. They're looking at maybe a 700 winning.
Well, they're 8-2. They're 8-2 right now. So
yeah, that's 800. Yeah, they'll lose a couple more games, but 750, 700 winning percentage for the year, not bad.
2 more wins and he clinches another winning season. So
well, I mean, Pittsburgh right now is outside of Buffalo, they're looking at the number 1 seed in the AFC right now.
Mm-hmm.
They both need KC to at least lose 1 more game. Well, especially Buffalo, because they have the head-to-head now.
Right.
I mean, KC's 9-1 now as opposed to, but right now Pittsburgh, I mean, they're 8-2. They got the inside track. If they keep playing the way they're going, they got a chance to get the number 1 seed. And we all thought they were going to be in last place in that division this year.
Do the Steelers and Chiefs have a game coming up against each other?
I do not know.
Let me check the schedule on that one.
Let me see if I can get a schedule. Hang on a second. Bear with me here just a second.
Well, while you're looking for that, all I can say is right now, I mean, granted, 5-5 for the 49ers and Arizona 6-4. So if they don't win the division, they need to hope that somebody falls apart in the NFC North or the Redskins. Damn, the Commanders fall apart in the NFC. I'm so flustered by myself, I can't even tell you what division they're playing anymore.
Pittsburgh hosts Kansas City Christmas Day.
Ooh.
And that's on Netflix.
Maybe.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, after last night, we don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let me put it this way. When my
Friday night, it was Friday night last night.
Yeah, when my screen started spinning, it said 99%. I was like, this is not good. Let me rush to the computer and pull it up on the computer. Once I got to the computer, it was fine, but I couldn't pull it up on the TV.
Yeah. I mean, Netflix needs to get their shit together if they're gonna broadcast football on Christmas Day. So,
you guys just happen to see the post I made about the replay of the fight?
Yes. That was good. So Christmas Day. So Pittsburgh, as much as we said they were going to be horrible, they have it all in front of them as long as they keep winning. And when they get to
I mean, again, look at their schedule, Wayne. I mean, it's not going to be easy.
True.
No.
I mean, today was their first division game. They still got to play Cleveland twice, Cincinnati twice, Baltimore another time, and they got Philadelphia and Kansas City also in that time frame. So, I tell you what, if they can get through that gauntlet, ain't nobody going to stop the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, that's a bit of a murderer's row.
That's weird having to play this many games so far and not had a
division game. I mean, they're playing Cleveland Thursday night on Prime Video.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then they go Cincinnati at Cincinnati, home against Cleveland. So they play Cleveland two out of 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia in Philly, Baltimore in Baltimore, and their last 2 games are at home against KC and the Bengals. I mean, that's a hell of a gauntlet right there, guys. It really is.
It's going to be tough.
I want to ask you something. How many miles are there between Cleveland and Pittsburgh?
200.
200?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that close.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very close. Yeah. In fact, most of Eastern Ohio,
Uh-huh.
Youngstown and East are Steelers fans.
Oh, wow. Go figure.
Yeah. There are a lot of Steelers fans in the Youngstown area and East. So, you know.
I believe that the AFC North is, and it could be the NFC North too, but I believe the AFC North is the only division where all 4 teams are within driving distance, like less than 3 hours or so.
Well, yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. I mean, you take a bus, you don't take a plane, you take a bus. So, NFC North, where you got Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, and Chicago. Yes, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota's a little out there, but the other 3 teams definitely within driving distance.
Yeah. In NFC North, you got 3 teams on Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Minnesota's not that far.
No, they're not. I mean, Detroit, Chicago, and Green Bay are all on Lake Michigan.
We call that Lake Michigan division.
So, I mean, in Minnesota's further west. Minneapolis, St. Paul ain't far from the border, so you never know.
Yep.
But yeah. What else? What else you got on your mind, guys?
Oh,
You guys see where,
I have a bit of a rant.
go ahead, Ken. Is this on the stadium?
Yes, it is.
Go ahead, Kenny.
It boggles my mind that Jerry refuses to put that curtain down for a afternoon game, knowing full well that it's blowing sunshine right in the faces of both teams. So it's not a big factor for either team. I mean, not doing any favors for either team. But for some reason, at night for the fight the other night, he rolls it down, which makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. But the thing is, and as long as, I mean, he's on the competition committee, and I don't think he's going to change his mind, but Roger Goodell could step in and say, hey, let's roll that thing down.
And Ken, I mentioned this to you earlier. It's Jerry's fault for building that thing west in the first place.
That's why I said earlier, when we've got a high school field in just north of us, is a town called Bedford, who has the same problem. It's got an east-west stadium, and I've covered dozens of games there where when the sun's going down, it's right in your face, and it's ridiculous. And why he couldn't see that, I mean, what possible?
And he's also in denial, Ken, because he won't admit it.
Absolutely. And even Stephen and everybody else, Gary Jr. could say, hey, Dad, come on, let's
I mean, you don't have to put black curtains up, but you can put sun.
Oh, no, I mean, it's
there are curtains out there that can lessen the brightness of the sun to where it's not going to get in your eyes.
Right.
You know, and you can still look outside and have the appearance of having windows there.
Right.
But there are curtains that are out there because there's technology is so great these days that you could put sun diminishing curtains up without diminishing the fact that you can see what's going on outside either.
Right. You could even put what's the
maybe even tinting the windows would work.
Yeah, window tinting. Yeah, I mean,
but was that from the windows or was that from the hole in the stadium?
No, it's from the windows.
No, from the windows.
Okay,
yeah, because he's kept the roof closed.
The stadium is built east-west as opposed to north-south.
It's actually
which is the first problem.
Northeast to southwest, I think.
Right.
But it's. I mean, whoever the architect was must have been thinking, "Are you sure about this?" I mean,
you got an architect. You build $1 billion stadium. The architect, engineers, or whatever. Somebody had to know the position of the sun based on.
I mean, and Jerry keeps bringing that up. Well, we know where the sun comes from. Well,
You know
yeah,
what, though?
duh.
It's not a disadvantage to just the visiting team. It's a
No,
disadvantage
it's
to both
disadvantage to
teams.
both teams.
Because you got two issues, Ken. First and foremost, the receivers can't see the ball when it's in the sun.
Right.
Okay. And number two, the quarterback can't see his receivers if he's facing the sun.
He's throwing in that general direction, hoping that play was called and they got the proper depth to receive the catch.
Yeah. If you remember correctly, Texas Stadium had a bad sun field problem too.
Yeah, but that was with the roof. It wasn't really the.
Yeah, that was with the roof, exactly.
You know,
but I mean, this whole thing is ridiculous. And like I said, Roger Goodell could step in if he had the balls to do it, but
it's Jerry Jones, so he won't.
Jerry Jones, I'm right. He won't mistake him. But this is ridiculous.
I wonder how many people who actually watched the fight the other night thought that.
I did not watch the fight. I could care less about the fight. Nor could I care less about Mike Tyson's bare ass being shown on live TV either.
they were expecting about 80,000 people to come for the fight. So
yeah, but they can put a curtain up for that, but they couldn't. They can't put one up during
the game. You can't put a freaking blur over Mike Tyson's ass and see him. Nobody wants to see a 58-year-old man ass. I'm sorry. I don't care how good in shape he is.
Hey, I got some tub caulk and fill that and fix that.
I'd rather see Ken's ass than Mike Tyson's ass.
No, you don't. I don't even want to see mine.
I did want to bring up a couple of things. First of all, thoughts and prayers to Pop. He suffered a mild stroke earlier this week, which is why he's been out. So our thoughts and prayers go out to Popovich. Hopefully he gets better quickly. The doctors say he's going to have a full recovery and no numbness, no paralyzation. He's going to be fine. And hats off to the Tampa Bay Lightning for breaking the Winnipeg Jets streak in Tampa Bay a couple of nights ago. So I mean, the Lightning are playing well. I don't know if
they lost 2 in a row.
Yeah, they lost 2 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. You're right. They did. Beginning with losing to the Lightning. And they lost 4-1. So it wasn't a tight game. The Lightning just freaking blew them off the ice. So and also in baseball news, the Tampa Bay Rays will be playing all of their home games next season at Steinbrenner Field, which is right across the street from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. So that's where they will play their 2025 season. And the county commission in St. Pete is pissed off because they decided to go to the Hillsborough County instead of staying in Pinellas County. It's going to cost $53 million to repair the roof to Tropicana Field.
How long is it going to take?
Money, I pay them $53 million just to tear the rest of that down.
Well, and you know what? The problem is the county commission has not approved the new stadium yet.
How long is it going to take them to build that?
I don't know, but you know what? The Rays' tenure in the Tampa area could be limited, could be numbered.
Yeah.
Montreal wants a team again.
All right. Orlando
you can move them to Orlando. So they stay in Florida.
They said they could have the roof back on in time for the 2026 season.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 2025 is
I think the lease runs out in 2028, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it is. So
I heard a legitimate question the other day. When the Rays host the Yankees, which team gets the home dugout?
Good question there, Kenny. I mean, Steinbrenner Field only holds 11,000 people. Then again, the Rays are only drawing about 10 per game, so it doesn't make any difference, you know.
Oh, it's going to look packed then. No. If you do ratios, let's see, Tropicana holds what, 40,000, and they get 10,000. So if they hold 11,000, they'll get what, 400.
I think them playing in Tampa is going to prove the point that it's better for them to be in the Tampa area than it is in St. Pete because it's going to be easier for fans to get there that like the Rays. I know you guys. I don't know if you guys ever been to St. Pete and try to drive to Tropicana Field.
No.
It's a traffic nightmare. Really, it is.
I can only imagine.
That bridge.
I mean, you can ask Elliot about because he's been to some Rays games and he's come up from Sarasota when he was living in Florida. The drive up there is, I mean, and trying to get into Tropicana, it's horrendous. Then it's a nightmare.
I'd like to see a breakdown of that as far as the home team fans. What percentage are Tampa Bay residents?
Now, I'm going to be honest. When they're playing the Yankees and the Red Sox, it's 60-40 or maybe even 70-30 in Yankees and Red Sox fans to Rays fans. They get more of a crowd.
I'm talking about just the home team fans. As far as the breakdown, are they mostly from Tampa or from St. Pete?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know. So,
well, the stadium will sell out if it's 11,000 every time the Yankees play.
Yeah,
and I'm going to assume a lot of people from the Boston area or Boston fans will be there as well. So,
yep, the Snowbirds,
yeah.
When you have that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday matchup against the Kansas City Royals, that's when you'll get 400 people.
Right. Or the A's.
Or the A's you might get 400 people. As they say, tens of people showed up.
Tens of people.
Dozens of people. Oh gosh. All right, guys, let's get the hell out of here. It's 8:02. We will be back next Sunday at the correct time, 7:00, as opposed to tonight because the host is a dumbass. But I want to thank those that did show up. Again, we'll be back next Sunday at 7:00. Hopefully the broadcast to Facebook will work because it was a rush job tonight because I forgot the hell we were doing at 7:00. Anyway, on behalf of my co-host tonight, Mr. Ken Costello and Mr. Wayne the Professor Lynch,